Good evening, everybody. We are live. Thank you so much for tuning into another Power Couple live stream. My name is Joseph, one half of that Power Couple, and I'm excited to be with you guys tonight as we jump back into the Outer Worlds. I know, I just said it in the chat, and we could actually have it right off the bat. That's like me with fishing and Stardew Valley. I picked up, as you guys know, last Monday, the Outer Worlds. I played it with you. It's my first time putting the game on, and I could not put it down. It's that fun of a game. It brings me right back to being in New Vegas for Fallout. It's even, I dare say, it's even better in some aspects. It really is such a solid good game. I could not put it away. So spoiler alert and spoils beware. We are not starting from the very beginning like we were before. We had just made our way over to the first main town. We are kind of a little deep way into this. Thank you very much, Busy Simmer, for the bits. Always appreciated. And for those who are tuning in, thank you so much. If you are a new viewer for us, go ahead and click that heart in the upper right of our stream and give us a follow, because we would heart you if you would do that. If you really do enjoy the stream, stick around for 2 hours for 8 p.m. for when Oh, wait, that's right. Stephanie's not here today. So it's just me. You guys are stuck with just me tonight. I'm going to be going on from now until 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so all 4 hours of Joseph goodness is going to be playing for you. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Some of them are, I'm sure some of you guys are thinking about your subscriptions and thinking about your follows, but I promise it'll be worth your time tonight. Jokes aside, but we're gonna have a fun time. I think, believe it or not, we're gonna play the Outer Worlds for 2 hours, and then I think I'm gonna switch and play The Sims 4. I know, very rarely do I play The Sims 4. I think we're gonna try and stick to the normal schedule. But instead of watching Stephanie, you guys will be forced to watch me from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. as I play The Sims 4. If we're really killing it in terms of people loving and watching and wanting to continue the Outer Worlds, maybe we'll keep it going. But expect about 8 p.m. we'll switch over and do The Sims 4. Anyway, if you enjoy this stream tonight, give a look over to our videos on demand. It would be greatly appreciated. All the views definitely count for us. If you're looking for content that is older than 14 days old, head over to our YouTube channel. If you go under the stream right now, you'll see links to all of our social medias. If you go and click our YouTube channel button, it'll bring you to our YouTube channel. While you're there, subscribe and ring the bell so you can be notified for when new Power Couple content, yes, goes live. And if while you're there, you could also click our Instagram and our Twitter and our Facebook and our MySpace. No MySpace. But if you could also give a little bit of love and support there, that would be greatly appreciated. So, guys, as you know, it's time to get down to business. All right. It would help if I actually put the volume up so I could hear now. Let's see. I think 16's good. And it's time to incorporate you guys into the fold. Alright, so I think what we're going to do is very quickly try and introduce you guys to where I'm at. Just remember, when we first started, level 1, I am now level 20. Think about that. I could not put this game down. I put my own personal time in after work in order to keep on playing. So, I am rocking the pink on my my character here. I'm pretty certain we're wearing the same color blue, so, but I'm not wearing the pink, although I do have a couple of shirts that would put that to shame. So we've got Joseph, level 20, 18,900 credits or bits or whatever these things are called, and we've kind of done exactly what I said we were going to do on the very first stream. Was I wanted to have a pretty well-rounded individual that met what I would represent or what I would want to be out in a game like this. So I tried my best to be as even-handed as I could with a real big focus on ranged weapons, really not focusing at all at melee weapons, because you would not catch me beating someone's brains in with a baseball bat. I would prefer to take them out with a sniper rifle if I had to make a choice. It's a lot less messy, at least for the person laying down the smackdown. As far as defense is concerned, I'm okay with being not very strong from that point. I can be squishy. I think squishy is the appropriate term if we want to jump into Final Fantasy XIV terminology. So I prefer to have my handguns and long guns. I prefer to find a route if I can through persuasion. So whether if it's persuasion, if it's lying, if it's intimidating, not so much intimidation, but really lying and persuasion. I'm a lawyer, you say? That makes about sense, right? So we'll try and find our ways out of conflicts if we can through, I guess, diplomacy is the correct word here. Stealth, I definitely enjoy being able to do the lock picking and sneaking for critical damage, and then for me, the engineering and the medical. I guess if we're gonna pay homage to the reason why Power Couple is Power Couple. Medical obviously being the Stephanie side of it, engineering being my side of it, and then leadership being where it's at as well. So I think we made a pretty good start for our character, and we do actually have 10 points that we need to allocate. We'll do that very quickly. In terms of perks, I've already got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 perks that are already selected. I've got one more, which will also unlock tier 3 worth of perks. I am going to take a very quick short break in order to ask Ashton, you say that you're addicted to the minigame and that it's unhealthy. You'll have to let us know what minigame are you addicted to. Maybe perhaps I'll have to also get addicted to said minigame. But we've got one perk that we can spend, and we've got 2 companions with us at this moment. We've got Ellie and we've got Nyoka. So Ellie is a doctor, Nyoka is a guide. She's essentially from Monarch, which is supposed to be a very dangerous planet, and spoiler alert, it is. So Ashton's saying that they are addicted to Pick a Card, which is one of the attachments, or at least the components is what I'm thinking of, that's on our stream. So if you go ahead and click the stream labs button that's there, you'll be able to use your power tokens that you've collected from watching our stream for various turn-ins, whether you could say, hey, Joe, I want you to add me to Steam, I want you to give me a shout out on the stream, I want to, add me on Instagram. You can turn your power tokens in for cool stuff like that. You can ask a question, but you can be like Ashton, and you can be a betting person, and you can bet your power token. So if you do Pick a Card, you essentially have to, if I remember correctly, you get to pick 5 or 6 cards out of a total of about 30, and or maybe even 40 or 50, whatever. The odds are a little against you, but essentially if you pick one that's a winner, you end up getting a certain amount. I'm sure if you pick multiples, it'll end up being better the more that you correctly select. I know they also have a couple of other mini games that you can do for betting, and you go ahead, you bet your power tokens, you have a chance of being able to win and add on a little bit more. So go ahead and take part in that. I think if you really get a knack for it, go ahead and do it. You can really double and really boost up your power tokens, and then you can be like Ashton, saying that they're determined to be a mod one day. So why not, my friend? All right, so Ellie is, again, our doctor in our group. Nyoka is our guide. She's our muscle. She's the person that we want when we're in the thick of it. Ellie obviously isn't really a healer, but she's great for her ranged weapon, and she's got a corrosive knife that's with her. And then Nyoka's just badass with her massive minigun and a double-handed axe. So she just comes up and just chomps people, and when she's not chomping people up close, she's got like I said, a badass, actually no, the flamethrower, my apologies. She had, oh no, it is a light machine gun. It's a light machine gun with a plasma mod. Normally if you see the little plasma bit, you'll see a flamethrower, so I'll actually highlight that for you guys. So I actually thought we were dealing with a flamethrower, but let's see. And then as far as I'm concerned, guys, like I said, my character, just as a quick reminder, average strength, good dexterity, good intelligence, perception, good charm, high temperament. and we're pretty even-handed with a focus on strength in terms of being our tech skills and our dialogue skills as well. So before we jump right into it, let's go ahead and pick a perk to wrap this up at 10 perks, so we'll unlock tier 3 once we select one. We've got Run and Gun to increase our accuracy while on the move. We've got Wee Band of Brothers for a 25% chance to reset a companion ability. I'm not going to lie, I am yet to use a companion ability here. 25% of your TTD, your tactical time dilation meter, which is kind of like your, I forget, was it arts or whatever you could do in order to slow down when it was Fallout. Very similar. Let's see, you've also got Tag Team, which is chance to reset a companion ability cooldown. Again, I don't really utilize companion ability, so we'll skip on both of those. Same thing with Rolling Thunder as well. So let's see, science weapon damages we can increase. Movement speed as well during our tactical time dilation as well. So I'm stuck right now from what we've got. I think science weapon damage is the one we're going to go with, unless I find something else. So while using your TTD, you increase higher weak spot damage. We've also got the Collector. Increase the range at which all interactable objects around you highlight without requiring you to look at them directly. And then we've also got increase your carrying capacity if you have your companion with you. So I'm stuck between science weapon damage and carrying capacity, just because I find, because of my hoarding tendency on this game, I'm going to go with an increase in carrying capacity, because why not? If I can carry more crap around, it's better for me, which means I can sell more stuff, and I'll be able to carry more stuff over time. So let's see. This unlocks a whole new tier of skills for us. So we've got increased weapon damage, increased damage when of low health, 100% increase to ranged weapon sway and movement penalty. We've got headshots deal 25% of their damage to enemies within 2.5 meters. Wow. So that's actually a pretty gross perk, but sounds pretty cool. Is the boom headshot. Is headshots kill will explode the brains essentially of your enemy, and it will damage nearby enemies. So 25% of that headshot damage will spread over to the surrounding enemies. Confidence is your next attack after killing an enemy is guaranteed critical hit. We've got when you use the inhaler, any downed companions are revived with a small amount of health. We've got increase the armor rating and skill bonuses from any armor you wear. We've also got penetrating shots, being that your ranged attacks reduce the target's armor rating by 1 point per hit. It does last for a short time, but it can stack multiple times. It can stack up to -10. Huge increase to your carrying capacity. Thick Skin, Tactical Master, Tit for Tat, which is melee damage returned as health, and Revenge, which is whenever you are affected by a harmful combat effect, you deal increased damage. And then a Solo Sneaker, which is reduce the detection radius of enemies when you have no companions in your party. I always have my companions with me, so with that in mind, I think I look at this and say, I'm going to increase my further carrying capacity. I'm going to increase Thick Skin, most likely, and probably handle a Steady Hand as well. At least those are probably the next 3 that I'm going to end up working with. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, I think. Alright, so let's see. I got 10 points to distribute. What do I want it to be on? I think we're going to go with... You know what? Persuasion is one that I find that I use a lot. I know Lie is kind of the way to go in terms of skill-wise, but I feel like I use Persuasion a lot. And it allows my Coward target's armor to decrease by 50%. And I find that that happens a lot too, is that I'll kill one of their friends, or I'll get them with a headshot, and they're still alive, and then they proceed to kind of just cower in fear. That'll help me take them out even quicker. So we're going to do that. We'll jump over to Ellie. We'll find something for her. We can have her kind of do a Taylor Swift and shake it off. I know, Heather. I know. I totally dropped a T-Swift quote, and I don't need to. She's not here. So do I have to? And the answer is yes. I still have to. She's a part of me here, fam. Not T-Swift, Stephanie. But, I mean, whatever. They're one and the same person from what she tells me. Let's see. You know what? Never hurts to increase your base health. And I think that that would benefit both of my companions. In fact, it'd probably benefit all of my companions. So we're going to do that. The longer they last around, the better. Alright, so if we go to our inventory, guys, we'll see that I've got a plasma rifle. I've got a light assault rifle. I've got the Deadeye assault rifle. And I've got the light pistol MK2. So I've got a pistol. I've got a essentially a sniper rifle. I've got a automatic, and I've got a laser weapon. So I've got plasma, and then essentially your weapon damage after that. I've chosen to go away from shock damage for now. I find that not a lot of enemies are really susceptible to it from my encounters. And if I am switching stuff out, it's normally for science weapons, and that tends to be the way that I go about doing it. Alright, so with that out of the way... Actually, it would help if I actually gave you a quick little update as to what the heck I'm doing. So, when we first started out, we had... what's the best way that I can word this? I guess we'll try and find... we'll use our journal to help us in the explanation, so I can try and give you a TLDR version while using this to help me out. So, you're on a ship, okay? The Lost Hope. The Lost Hope has been kind of floating in space for like 70 years. It's folklore at this point in time. No one's seen it. No one knows what's going on. Some guy who is a scientist, he's on the run from, quote-unquote, the board, which is a bunch of CEOs who have started this interstellar kind of multi-planet colony that they are forming. It's all based on business. Everything's all about their businesses, and it's all about the bottom line at the end of the day. He's on the run from this quote-unquote board for being a criminal, and he goes on the Hope. He finds one person to help him in order to try and, I guess, either save the Hope, get him out of trouble, take care of the board, all of the above. That's kind of where your interpretation of the story and how you want to handle things come into play. You're the lucky person who's selected. He thaws you out. He sends you over to, in this case, to Edgewater, or at least right in the outsides of Edgewater, to meet his friend, Captain Hawthorne. Unfortunately, Captain Hawthorne took his advice to literally in being next to the beacon that your escape pod was going to fall on, because, spoiler alert, you fall and you smush poor Captain Hawthorne. He's dead. You take over his identity. You take over his ship. You head over to Edgewater, which is the town right next to where you landed. You take on odd jobs. You either help or harm that community as you find out that there's a little bit of a rift and people are kind of leaving and going to some greenhouse in order to not be a part of Spacer's Choice community anymore, which is part of this board that we're talking about. So, you go through all that. You get a companion at the end of it. Two, in fact, if you play your cards right. You have an engineer. And you have a priest. I'm not going to say names just yet. When I bring them up over the course of the time, then I can give you the full spoiler. But in this case, if I don't use them, maybe perhaps you won't see them. But essentially, you end up getting two characters that you can get from Edgewater. You move on to your next part. Your next part being you, I believe, make your way to... oh, Lord, what's the name? The Groundbreaker. Groundbreaker is kind of a neutral ship that is an in-between from the board as they bring shipments to their colony and when they try and take stuff out of the colony. So the Groundbreaker is the front and back door, if you want to call it that way. And you go to this Groundbreaker in order to start the process of trying to find these quote-unquote chemicals that your outlaw scientist friend needs in order to be able to revive everyone on the Lost Hope. Over that time, you end up coming into contact with several factions, and after you help out the people of Groundbreaker with a couple of their problems, you now get pushed over to Monarch, which was a colony from the board that seems to have gone awry for whatever reason, and it seems to be something where the board doesn't want anyone to go and visit, they don't want anyone to know what's going on, and you make your way there so you can continue your travels. You pick up a couple of people along the way on the Groundbreaker, and over on oh god, and on Monarch. So much stuff to kind of keep you guys updated with. And now here we are, for at least where we are right now, is Radio Free Monarch, which is the name of the stream for tonight. And we're looking for an information broker. The information broker, which we've already met. Essentially, this information broker was able to give us the information that we needed in order to get access to, I guess, this radio tower for the purpose of broadcasting messages. However, this particular radio tower is being completely jammed up by MSI and the Iconoclasts, which are two factions within this world, and you need to try and figure out a way to get one of them or both of them to stop their broadcast so you can be able to get your needed broadcast out there and be able to move on with your mission. That is about as best of an explanation as I can give you in the meantime. And I think with that, I have to remind myself where I last left off. I'm on Errors Unseen is what I currently have at the moment. And that is that Sanjar, who is the head of one of these factions, believes that another company may be operating on Monarch illegally. If he can get proof, then he could use that as leverage to get MSI, which is the group that he's a part of, which is Monarch, readmitted to the Halcyon board. So we're working on that. And then the main quest, like I said, is Radio Free Monarch, which is to help broker a deal between the Monarchs and the Iconoclast. Alright. So it looks like we're going to go to a drop point and meet with Huxley. So again, you'll have to accept my apologies on the TLDR version. You guys are kind of getting thrown in into the middle of the story. I do have a good boy with me. He's just deciding to hang out next to the door. Hey, Cooper, come on. Come here. Ready? Can you come over here? Come on over here. Come on. Let's see if we can get us some Cooper action here. Hey, come on. I got a toy. Come on. Come on. All right. No, you don't want your toy? Aw. He's too busy. He wants to go play Cooper the Explorer. If I wait him out, he might go lay in his bed. Like a good boy. Alright, so our drop point is a lot closer than meeting with Huxley. So let's just confirm and make sure that the drop point isn't going to kill us anything here. So someone hired Catherine's team to make blind supply drops at the bridge north of Falbrook. Investigating the area may lead you to the proof you need. So let's go take a look at that. It's right there. This is when we find out I'm going high when I should have went low. Last time I take Michelle Obama's advice. Let's see if we can get by these guys without waking them up. Alright, so we definitely need to go all the way down. Oh well. Okay. Since we're gonna run it out anyway, we'll let them come after us. Doesn't matter. We'll outrun them. And then we're gonna have to go around town. Oh, hey, cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and take out our sniper rifle. I'll introduce you guys. See, that's what cowering looks like, in case anyone was wondering. So now, you get an increase in your damage, because his armor is going to be significantly less.
Gonna find you! They're on us.
Honestly, I do prefer the sniper rifle, but if we're going to be real about it, the best thing for our human enemies here is our plasma rifle. turns them into beautiful space dust, burns them to pieces, or ashes.
I'd stake my reputation on this being an ambush.
Bunch of amateurs. Sublight should have seen this coming.
All right. So nothing good seems to have come from that drop-off spot. We had an ambush. Everyone up and got killed, but this is a good looting opportunity for me, right? I'm not really seeing any crazy crazy good weapons to really go out of my way to get, but at least we'll get a bunch of ammunition. We're gonna follow our blood trail here. And it leads into this smuggler tunnel. Alright, I'll take it. Alright, let's get out our pistol, just because I barely use this thing, and it's probably the best thing that I can do to take out our mines that we've got here to take care of. We don't want to be too close, because if we are too close, we'll end up getting some damage. I mean, we'll call it concussion damage, but you do get dazed and confused. I do love the fact that they've got a whole bunch of different types of mines over here. They've had, you know, shock damage, corrosion damage, they've had plasma damage mines already. That's alright, I'll just jump it, I guess. Make sure I'm not gonna blast into anything else. So Heather's saying that, you know, she wishes that they could gift power tokens, and I actually have the ability to gift power tokens. So perhaps maybe I could gift away some power tokens. Well, that's very nice of you, Heather. I think what we can do is I'll be able to give a comparable, you know, addition of points to Ashley. I think I can do that, because I don't know if I can take away points, but I know that I can certainly add them. Looks like we've got someone hanging out over here.
I may be wounded, but I'm still armed. How'd you get past my traps anyway?
I do like the sass that you get in this game for your options, so in this case, how'd you get past my traps anyway? I've got moves. Or forget about that, what are you doing in this cave? And you call those traps? I've seen nanner peels that were more dangerous. So you can definitely answer with some sass. I'm just gonna say, you know, I've got moves.
Just remember, I still got bullets, in case you get any funny ideas. What are you doing out here anyway?
Alright, let's see. So I can say, Ellie, can you help with his wounds? Because I have a doctor with me, because my medical is high enough. I can say, let me take a look at your wounds.
That feels a mite better.
We'll help him out.
Wish I had something to give you, but I gnawed through my last sprat worst an hour ago. Cave like this makes a handy place to store goods or hide out for a spell. And the traps usually keep gawkers out. Catherine had us making drops for some big shot client out here. And before you ask, I don't know who they are. Or were. The whole point of making drops in the middle of nowhere was to keep their identity and whereabouts a secret.
Hmm.
The Marauders knew we were coming. Rigged the bridge with explosives and everything. If they found us, my guess is they found the client too. Last I saw, they were heading back up the hill. You'll see it on the right when you get out of here. If you got the sand to go after him, I'm sure Catherine can reward you for your trouble. Me? I'm headed back to Fallbrook just as soon as I've caught my breath.
Alright, so Arthur's gonna hang out here. We're gonna get the spoils of everything that's here, because why not? We've got a pretty badass looking scythe, some bit cartridges, necklace, flywheel, whole bunch of booze. Homeboy was enjoying his stay. Could use a little extra boost to hacking. Perhaps if I had one of my other companions that was a little bit better at hacking, I'd be able to open that one up. But beggars can't be choosers in my case, so we'll have to just make it work. That'll do for now. We can get out of our cave here. We gotta go speak with Huxley now. That's our next mission. Alright, let's get out of our local map, and then eventually we'll try and see if we can fast travel to get out of Dodge. Alright. So let's see what we got here. We'll hit our journal. We can recover proof of corporate presence on Monarch. From Arthur, you learned that the Marauders who attacked him came from a location up in the hill west of the bridge. If the Marauders found the shipments, perhaps they can lead you to the secret facility too. So that's what we're going to do. I still want to focus on that particular one. I know I said go find Huxley, but we'll keep on keeping on our current path here. Actually, we did pick up another sniper rifle, so what do we got? A Deadeye Assault Rifle at 252. So we basically got the same thing, but just a lower level. Lovely. So we'll actually delete that, or break it down into spare parts, which is going to be used for repairing weapons and armor.
Incoming! Please, you don't have to do this. Just let us down from here. The humidity... Look, I didn't mean what I said about your outfit. It's very fashionable, I swear.
Whoa! I'd pay to see that again.
We're glitching out when all I want to do is just hang out on there. That's okay. Alright, so it looked like someone was begging for their life, and the Marauders did not enjoy that, so we're going to take out their watch. Oh, that was a headshot. Come on. Where's our other friend? Looks like they're coming around. Want to blow him up? We'll blow him up. And then headshot him.
I can take a hint.
Alright, no one else really to deal with. So let's go up to the roof. Any way to get on over there without having to go through your, the motions of going through that building? Nope, that didn't work. That's alright. Like I said, I try to find quicker ways to get through without having to do everything. Hack, that's close. That would have been a good help, but I need one more level in hacking. That's alright. We're nowhere near close enough to wait for another level up, so we'll just do this the hard way, I guess. Alright. Oh, hello there. While my companions are getting lit up downstairs. I don't know. Is that what the kids are saying nowadays? That they're getting lit up? Is that appropriate? Obviously, I'm joking, guys.
Make him regret it.
Oh, didn't want that one, but Ellie comes up. Good assist there. Very good assist. I assume this is pretty important because if you need to have 95 hacking skills in order to be able to get that, I'm assuming it's got to be pretty good. Let's unlock or unbar some doors. See if there's anything good here that I might want to get a hold of. Nope. Alright, so now the question is, where the hell am I going? Alright, research seems to be upstairs. So, question, is there stairs leading up? And that answer is yes. There we are. Research data. Alright, so we got the research data. Nothing else really seems to be here of value, or at least my time. So that means we are going to make our way. Let's see. The mystery gambler in Fallbrook had an unlikely gambling buddy, Huxley, the iconoclast who had trapped herself in a closet. Speak to her in Amber Heights. Do I or don't I? And you know what? We'll go back to Sandjar for now. Oh, it would help if I was going in the right direction.
Thank you again for retrieving the bolt. It's every bit as complex as I'd heard, but I'm up to the challenge. Anyway, what can I do for you?
Alright, I found a data cartridge with details of UDL's secret experiments.
Excellent timing on your part. I worked my fingers to nubs, but I finally completed the Bolt 52 form. I dare say it will be my second greatest achievement after the Reformations.
You're getting ahead of yourself again.
So I am. Do you have this cartridge?
Alright, so let's see what he's got in mind here. He's did talk about these reformations, and what exactly does that mean?
I'm working on a plan to reorganize the board. Slowly, peacefully, and with meticulous documentation.
You are? You could do a lot of good around here, you know. Don't go getting my hopes up.
But that's entirely the point. We've got to hope. We have got to partake once more of the full resources and opportunities of Halcyon.
What about the folks out in the wilderness? Amber Heights, Fallbrook. Will you share with them, or will you hoard those resources here?
My sincerest hope is for MSI to become a model for all of Halcyon. But we must start somewhere. But truly, I am getting ahead of myself. First, I need to submit the Bolt 52. With that data you're holding, of course.
Oh, did I say I had a data cartridge? That's just what I call my left nut. Oh, that's just not right. That's clearly a...
Got him!
Got him! Alright, we'll give him the... We're not gonna pull a D's nuts on poor Sanjar
This is
here.
exactly the proof we need. The board will have to welcome us back now. I'll transmit this data along with the completed Bolt 52 right away. After that, we'll sit back and quietly wait for the board to respond.
That means no more broadcasts from us.
Now we've just got to deal with the iconoclasts.
Believe me, you've got your work cut out for you there. Was there anything else?
Alright, so that does it for at least that part of it. I do like Sanjar. He's a good character. I feel like there's more to him than just trying to be this good, this do-gooder, but a part of me thinks that he's gonna end up okie-doking everybody and turn evil. But if he stays the way he is, I think he's an awesome character. So now we need to make our way to help out with this brokering a deal between the Monarchs and the Iconoclast. So now we're gonna go meet with Graham, who leads the Iconoclast. And if I remember correctly from their descriptions, the Iconoclasts are supposed to be kind of anarchists. They essentially do not want to live by any law whatsoever. Very open interpretation of how everyone should be existing.
Here we go!
I'm telling you guys, Naoka's just killing it. It's fun to watch her with the axe.
I got another fighting me. Very much sight.
Don't mess with us!
Mess them up.
Any minute now. Alright. Well, that was a fun little detour. Able to take out that little settlement of marauders. Let's go meet Graham. And essentially get to figure out what the iconoclasts are all about. Like I said, I've yet to encounter them. So my opinion, I'm gonna try and leave open. So far, Monarch has been the biggest territory that we've had a chance to be on yet. I will say that one thing that New Vegas definitely has over the Outer Worlds is the vastness of the land. Up until this point, a lot of the worlds have felt very, very linear. Not a lot of depth to them, but Monarch kind of has at least remedied that to a minor extent. Because it is the larger depth, and it's a lot more than everything else I've encountered at this point. It's what I wanted every planet to be.
Try that again.
I mean, I'll show you guys. You know, if you look at the map for Monarch, it's a pretty sizable piece of territory. I've encountered lands that were essentially, you know, this small right corner of the map. So it's, you know, a map like that is difficult to want to, you know, difficult to want to play in because you complete it in a matter of 5 minutes. All right, Amber Heights.
Hello, and welcome to the home of the iconoclasts. I'm Rose. Please take a pamphlet. In it, you'll find everything you need to know about Graham, his philosophist truths, and the iconoclast way. He wrote it himself, you know. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting we're out of pamphlets. Gosh, blast it.
All right, who are the iconoclasts? You're offering me a pamphlet you don't have? I don't want a pamphlet anyway, just tell me who you are.
That paper they use makes excellent kindling, you know. If they ever get more, you ought to grab some.
That's why I like Nyoka.
Nyoka? That's why you wanted so many? You said you were just spreading the word.
Have you heard the good
While
news?
you keep rude company, you're welcome all the same. We're the only free people in Halcyon. No corporations, no shackles, no problems.
Alright, no problems. What about Raptidons? Or Marauders? And here I thought everyone works for a corporation. Or no corporation means no paycheck. How do you survive without money? Interesting question.
Oh, those are just hurdles. We deal with them as they come. You're welcome to stay with us, so long as you can earn your keep.
I'm here to talk to someone about your broadcast. One big happy family, huh? I'm just looking for work. Do you have a boss or a leader or something? Let's see. I'm here to talk about someone about your broadcast. I don't think she's going to be able to really answer this, but we'll at least get... hopefully that'll lead to some more options or choices.
Oh, you've heard Graham's teachings. I'm so glad. He and Zora have done such a wonderful job spreading the light around this dark, dark planet. You can think of those two as our leaders, but they're more like examples. We all ought to be more like them.
All right, let's see. Tell me about Graham.
Why, he's our founder. Graham taught us about philosophism. Through him, we came to the eternal truth. I'm glad you're asking, by the way. I hope you'll consider staying.
All right, how about Zora?
She's been with us since the beginning. I think she was our sawbones back then, but now she's more like our commander. She goes and finds people in the wilderness and gets them to come here. And she keeps us from being chewed on and whatnot. She's liable to take your head off if you screw up, but then she'll sew it back on for you. Graham's place is in the large building straight back. Zora's sometimes there talking with him, but usually she's in the triage clinic next door.
All right. That was good enough.
I ought to mention, the iconoclasts are loyal folk. Treat them right, they'll do the same. Turn on them, they'll open fire without a second thought.
Fair enough. Sounds like a cult to me.
good folk we're gonna lose to our mission.
All right, let's go see Graham up here in the second floor.
Yeah, we felled it, mind. But we lost 2 runners and 5 gun hands.
A total failure, then. So much for the ruins.
And hell only knows where the Van Oys are. They never showed.
I'm sure they're... let's talk later. It seems we have company. A stranger comes to our home. If you're looking for a path to walk, you've found one. If you're looking for a teacher, I am one. Welcome to the Iconoclasts.
And if you're looking for mutton chops, he's got 'em. All right, what do you teach?
The truth that I have come to learn and embrace since shedding the corporate yoke. Out here, we survive by the sheer strength of our spirit. We have no need for the endless rules and red tape of a corporate structure.
We do seem to burn through endless ammunition and medical tape, though.
Yes, well, such is life. Our descendants will enjoy safety and luxury, but our generation is the foundation on which that future is built. Now, why have you come?
All right, let's see. I can get straight to the point by saying that our information broker, Hiram, needs you to stop using Devil's Peak so we can utilize it essentially, or I can try to gain a little bit of favor or perhaps learn a little bit more about this before getting straight to it. So, let's see. Tell me about the Iconoclasts. Let's see what you got.
The Iconoclasts are free folk. We live under our rules, motivated by our own beliefs, all petals on the same flower of enlightenment. Meanwhile, the board strangles the will of its workers. It is the penultimate exercise of a poisoned society where people are enslaved by a corporate ladder. We seek to replace their way of life with ours. Philosophism is the key to unlocking their shackles.
Do one class of yoga and all of a sudden you think you're a badass. All right, let's see. But it'd be dangerous to let anarchy run rampant. From what I've seen, I have to agree, anarchy would be better. Is this why the board has cordoned off Monarch? I like that one.
Oh, yes. Gunships hover in our skies, ready for the day they decide to come to our doors waving banners of war. The perception of visionaries is often tainted by the lies of their oppressors. A sad state of affairs, to be sure. All right.
All right. I want to know more about your teachings.
Awakening is available to all whose minds are ready to accept it. What would you like to know?
I hear the word eternal thrown around a lot. What is it?
The eternal. We are all part of the consciousness of the cosmos. Each of us plays a tiny role in the universe's continual journey toward understanding itself. You and I, and the rats and the mantis swarms. Divinity is in us all, and the eternal is that divinity.
I'm willing to bet that the raps and the mantis swarms, they're not divine. Let's see, even OSI, are their members similarly divine? I must be more divine than a beast, but I don't believe in any of this. How can I be divine? Let's see. I must be more divine than a beast.
Divinity cannot be quantified, Captain. It is or it isn't. We are or we aren't.
Alright, so what do you mean by an awakening?
The point of no return. When your mind fully opens to the eternal truth. Every philosophist experiences it along the path to enlightenment. For many, it is the first brush with the cold of death, when they realize that all of their lives have boiled down into the single truth of that moment. Mine was witnessing my friend and colleague transform into the very evil we sought to combat. Now he runs MSI, just like the overlords before him.
So, Sanjar betrayed you, you turned to religion, and now here we are.
I suppose that's one way to look at it.
That's hilarious.
Another is that misfortune often brings opportunity. I found my path through the tragedies of my past.
And for those who, again, if you are not playing the game and you kind of don't really know what's going on with it, is Graham and Senjar had worked for again the board. They were kind of low level or mid level management within the group. Both of them were kind of crappy employees, and essentially ended up getting fired and started their own little revolutions, I guess you could say.
Not in the sense of a single entity, fashioning the universe as a whittler fashions a flute. The universe came into being over time, organically, naturally, and without purpose. In that sense, I suppose you could say that, in the interest of finding its purpose, the universe itself created all living things. Questions like these are distractions. It doesn't matter whether an entity sparked the universe or not. Only by pursuing the eternal truth will we find these and other answers. All right.
I've heard people mention an Amber Heights massacre. What happened?
I'm sorry. As long as it's been, I'd still rather not speak of it. That was a painful day for us all.
Why? Did you have family here? Sore topic, huh?
All people are part of the Philosophist family. I've come to accept that, along with the additional weight of their deaths. Why have you come? Stop. No. Spreading the truth is the only way to combat the board's poisonous campaign of propaganda against their people.
Your broadcasts aren't working. Nobody is listening. You really think the board's going to let its citizens listen to your propaganda? Do it or I'll force you to. Oh, 3 interesting ways to go. I think if you think the board's going to let its citizens listen to your propaganda, I think he's kind of going to be like, well, we're going to keep trying anyway. And do it or I'll force you to kind of... So we'll go with number 1. Your broadcasts aren't working. Nobody is listening.
I realize the board has blockaded our efforts, but Devil's Peak is an interplanetary radio tower. Surely somebody is listening. Surely?
Lovely. Okay. So, Homeboy is already questioning himself here. I've been around the colony and I've never heard it. It's not that it's not getting out, it's that people who hear don't care. That's rough. Science 35 saying you're only transmitting on a single radio frequency and very few people can receive it. Ooh.
Graham, we should be focusing on survival anyway. Food, ammo, and medicine. Maybe now's the time to pivot.
Pivot, huh? If radio isn't working, we might try another way. It seems the captain's timing is more than just serendipitous. It must be fate. I've had my sights on an old printing press for some time. The board uses magazines and advertisements to subtly focus the colony's attention. We will use their tricks against them.
Did he just say...
Wait, that's not what I meant.
Advertisements?
Help me clear out and repair the press, and I will have no need for that rust bucket of a radio tower.
Advertisements, maybe? Okay, so, sounds fair to me. Hold on, you're saying you want to print propaganda in their magazines? I need some time to consider it, or I'm just going to attack them. That's too much work. I'll just kill you now and be done with it. Alright. We'd like to help out everybody.
I requisitioned replacement rollers for it some time ago. Huxley should have delivered them yesterday. Speaking of which, where is Huxley?
You bought rollers? You haven't even cleared the wraps out yet. What are you doing wasting bits on... Forget it. Huxley's still recovering. She won't be up for a run for a while yet.
It seems we're out a runner. If you intend to help our cause, I'll ask you to meet our MSI supplier in her stead.
So you're her mysterious savior. She sings your praises.
That girl and her songs, so eager to learn, so bright-eyed, so tone-deaf. One of our sympathizers, a woman named Carlotta, periodically buys goods on our behalf from Stellar Bay's store. Stellar Bay has caught on, but they remain friendly, though the goods now come at a considerable markup. She meets us in the ruins of Bayside Terrace. From our compound, follow the road north. Wonderful. While you're at it, I wonder if Carlotta still has those high-capacity cartridges? Grab a few, will you? There should be some funds left over from the last shipment. We can use them to copy and modify radio serials. Yes, not just magazines, but their precious dramas.
Unbelievable. I hope I don't have to tell you this, but if there is extra money, would you mind buying, I don't know, food and medicine? Graham, if you need me, I'll be in triage.
Alright, so we can get the printing press rollers from Carlotta, but we can also get high-capacity cartridges as well. Maybe perhaps we can also get some food for these people because their leader is an idiot. And that seems to be the two items that we've got. So, are they leading us in the same direction? We got Carlotta and nothing noted as far as those high-capacity cartridges are concerned.
Ah, crazy town. Never change.
The folks in Amber Heights always manage to find a bottle or two of the good stuff. Keen scavengers, I tell you.
Crazy town. Alright, what do we got? We've got Carlotta hanging over there. Where are these high-capacity cartridges that they're talking about? Alright, so since it's not noted on our map here, we'll end up just making our way over to Carlotta. Alright, so seems straightforward enough. We're gonna head north and then east.
Hey, I know you. Boss says you've been real helpful, like. But, we got this handled. We appreciate but do not require your assistance. That's my nice way of telling you to sod off.
Interesting. Alright, what's going on here? Let me handle this and I'll give you the credit when I report to Catherine. I need to get inside. Nobody tells me to sod off. Interesting. Alright.
We're fixing a leaky generator. What's it to you? Right. Carlotta. Yeah, she's inside. We got first rights, though. Soon as we fix that generator, she's ours. You'd have to ask the boss. I just know she wants Carlotta voided.
Voided, huh? Alright.
I don't know what your angle is, but... Alright. Be sure to tell her how hard it was to fix the generator. You know, after you're done fixing it.
Fair enough. We can get sublight out of her hair.
It's too quiet. What are you up to out there? Hello?
Do you have a moment to talk about our salvation through the Order of Scientific Inquiry? That's funny.
Relax. I've been cooped up in here for almost 2 days. Who are you, anyway?
Just your friendly neighborhood iconoclast.
Oh, finally! Tell Graham that this is the last run I'm doing. Sanjar's declared a stop sale to you lot. But even if he hadn't, I'm not risking my neck anymore.
I don't know how you got those goons to leave, but thank you. Graham ordered rollers and whatsits, right? For a printing press? Here, take them. Like I said, this is my last run.
Alright, why did Sanjar ban you from working with the Iconoclast? Why have you been helping Graham? Where will they get their supplies now? Let's go with
You'd
the
have to ask him.
Sanjay question.
All I know is that if I get caught, I'll get arrested. It's an enviable thing he's doing. Free people and all that. I can't live that way. I need my structure. But I respect the Iconoclasts for doing it. Law help them. I don't know. Maybe Sublight can lend a hand. I should go. Look, Graham's got a bit or two left in his account. I can send one last dropout before I wash my hands of this. What do you want delivered?
Ooh, alright, so do we go with the high-capacity data cartridges, or do we go food and supplies? Let's go food and supplies.
I always took that woman for the sensible type. Good on her. I'll send some along. Give them all my regards. And good luck out there. Don't go getting eaten.
Alright. Let's see what we got. Is it stealing where we are? No, okay. So, I'm gonna get my good stuff that I'm gonna get here. And then we might as well open this one up too, since we can. Nothing really good, but it'll do. And we can go back to Graham. So we're just gonna fast travel to Amber Heights. No ASMR this time, guys. I'm not gonna be drinking that water for you. Right up at the microphone. I'm sure you thank me for that.
I'm telling you, the Van Noys are fine.
Bullshit, Graham. They don't just abandon orders, and they weren't at the ruins. Where in this sulfur-sodden hellhole did you send them?
They're on a very important... we'll continue this later. Welcome back, Captain.
Let's see. I got your rollers. The rest of your account went to food and medicine.
Thank the Eternal that someone's got some sense in their head. Carlotta usually schedules the next drop during the meeting. When's she coming?
She isn't. Sanjar has declared a stop sale on goods to the Iconoclast. I've got bad news. Sanjar has made it illegal to sell to you guys, or I don't know what you did to piss him off, but Sanjar isn't selling to you anymore. We'll just say Sanjar has declared a stop sale on goods to the Iconoclast.
That is most unfortunate. This cuts off one of our only 2 supply lines on Monarch. Sanjar, old friend, you're about to cross a dangerous line.
About to? That idiot just declared war.
We will deal with his subversion later. For now, we must redouble our efforts to spread the truth to the colony.
The print... Oh no. Graham, you didn't.
I've already sent a team ahead to scout the press. One of our best. Meet them there and find out if they've been successful.
You sent the Van Noys there, didn't you? Oh, for fuck's sake, Graham! We needed them in the ruins. Our people died out there.
They went willing to fight for our cause. We need reinforcements. We need new recruits. The Van Noys saw the printing facility with the same importance as I.
The hell's the sense in recruiting if you're just gonna get them killed?
I have the utmost confidence in their abilities. Friends, we must have faith that the men and women we recruit can handle the duties for which we recruit them.
Yes, you're damn right he could have. But he's so obsessed with preaching that he's become blind to our actual problems. Look, just... if the Vernoys are still alive, get them out of there. With Sanjar pressing the issue like this, I have a feeling we'll need them.
Alright, so... I don't know how I feel about this, because I think the Monarchs have the right idea, because there's only one way in and one way out, as I get myself caught on fire through the steam. Real good job. There really is only one way in and one way out through these colonies. Everything is controlled by the board. And essentially, cutting the board off is, in a sense, to cut off the world from your colonies, which would mean that you'd have to be self-sufficient over the colonies in order to be able to survive, which means that you'd have to find a way to make fuel, you'd have to find a way to, obviously, supply, you know, have weapon manufactories if they're not already there on different sites. There's a lot of things where you're required to really think about you need for your independence, and I just don't think that the colonies have it at this moment in time. So the only way you can really make change is through the interior, rather than, albeit having a, you know, iconoclast kind of standpoint, which is anarchy and allowing people to run themselves as free people. Alright, so we are to make our way back over here. We'll head to the North Ruins. Make it at least an easier trip. But I think it's a general way to look at it. I think you have to really think about what the pros and cons are. If you go from it, like I said, from a iconoclast standpoint, yes, Graham has great ideals. Everyone should be free to make their own decisions, and they shouldn't be attached by the corporate, you know, issue. Meaning, if everything... I mean, I know that I jokingly said it, I'm going to jokingly say this, but it is an unfortunate kind of comparison, is, you know, let's compare China to the board, right? Everything has to go through the board for it to get approved, right? You don't do business with companies outside of the board, otherwise you have to be self-sufficient here. And in this particular case, if they decide to go against the board, they would have to be completely reliant upon themselves without any help from the outside world, unless they somehow have transport ships that can get them to other colonies, other worlds, what have you. You're basically up shit's creek. So the best way to make this work is to change it from within if you can. At least get yourself in a better position internally before you go through with your revolution.
Surprised you two needed backup.
So I guess my best remedy for the iconoclast would be to allow Sanjay to make his changes and then have your revolution if you really want it to be that way. So here's our Van Noy twins, apparently.
Nyoka, you're a sight right now, I'll tell you what. We are up a creek.
I bet. You really come this far north for a printing press?
Yeah, I know, but that's the mission.
Don't suppose y'all are busy right now. Thank the Eternal. We could use a hand. But we can't leave without patching these guys up. Acker here is bleeding out and Jensen can't see straight. Our medic has got our trauma kit, but we got separated. We ain't seen him in a couple of hours.
My professional medical advice is to get out of here as soon as possible. Bleeding might kill him, but wrapped definitely will.
How many years of medical school went into that word of wisdom? Sorry. We appreciate the assist. We just need to find our medic so we can do exactly as you say. Get the hell out. Yeah, on account of giving him the order. He's searching the old settlement to the north of the press.
Why the hell would you send your medic, possibly alone, to go check out a settlement north of the press if you need the medic that bad? That just doesn't make any sense.
Talk to me.
So we've got May and August. I wonder whether or not if we can help their two friends because we've got the medical skills.
Hey. Move along.
Alright, fair enough. Guess we can. Alright. Oh hey, Raptidon. Thanks for not mauling my face immediately. Boom shakalaka.
Everyone all right?
Alright, that takes care of that. That Colossus is the one that I really want to deal with. That takes care of that. Perhaps maybe this is a little weird, but when you do get the corrosive damage, I do appreciate the effort that the voice actors put in to kind of scream about the fact that they're being burnt by acid. So they do a pretty good job of "Oh my God, my face!" They do a pretty good job of pulling that kind of acting out. Medic's dead. Well, that's what you get for sending the medic. A euthanasia kit. That's pretty funny actually for a gun name. That might actually become my my main weapon now. We'll see how the damage is for that one. All right, 392. Let's replace that just for the minute. Let's see what it looks like. Long gun? I don't know. It's definitely got like a sniper feel to it, but I don't know how I feel about it. I don't think I can mod it either. There's no available increases for it. You know, I'll roll with it for now, but I really do like my sniper rifle because of the range that you can get on it. So now we're off to the printing press. Most likely going to end up having to deal with a bunch of these Raptidons. Yeah, that is correct. I am not able to do any modifications to that weapon, so that's a bummer. I can tinker with it, though, which will increase its damage, which certainly will help. Do the same thing for the plasma rifle as well. And our assault rifle. Alright. Let's see, how's our armor looking as well? Might as well. At least for right now, my rule of thumb is I tinker with it until I reach 300 in terms of the cost to upgrade it, and then I kind of go from there. Breakdown, we can repair everything that we've currently got equipped. Let's find some stuff to break down. We do not need that hatchet. $684, $576. Honestly, unless it's really unique, I might get rid of it just for the purpose of leaving some room here. Alright, that'll do for now. Actually, I forgot to look at my armor as well. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's see what we got. Let's jump and grab some armor, or then, excuse me, some ammunition. And let's see what we get to deal with. Whole bunch of Raptidons, it looks like. Alright, let's see. We should be able to make it pretty quick work of these guys. They are pretty weak to the plasma damage. But we're gonna hear a lot of screaming because we are going to get a lot of corrosive damage against us.
We're doing this.
I done blowed him up. Alright, so we've got a scout there, and we've got the printing press there. The scout, let's see what we can do about, or is this actually leading us out? Okay, so forget the scout. That means we're off to the printing press. Barred. Alright. That means we need to find a way in. One would make the assumption that we can make our way from the first floor of the same building that it's part of, right? That'll unbar that one. Hopefully we get something good in this locked chest. A plasma carbine? I don't think I've got that one before, so that's a new weapon to me. Let's run diagnostics. Faulty rollers, so we can install the rollers. Now we gotta go to that scout to get Zora's team before we head back. Alright, we can get back to Graham, but we're not going to do that. We're going to head over to the scout, which is May Van Noy.
That was a hell of a soiree. Yes, let's. Get us our medic back, and we'll get out of here.
Get us our medic back.
Oh, fuck. Well, that's better than nothing. Thanks. We'll head out as soon as we're patched up.
Alright, now we can return to Graham. That should be a quick, fast travel. Again, I think in a perfect world, guys, I think you you support Sanjay to make changes to the board from within, and then you eventually, once you have the ability to be self-sufficient, get rid of the board and try and do some form of a democracy under
If you'll just listen.
an iconoclast kind of situation.
No more preaching. We are losing people left and right.
Led by Zora, by the way.
Act.
Enough, Zora. I'm not putting the torch to innocent people. Do you want to bring the board's cruisers and gunships down on us? Captain, apologies, but our situation grows dire. Our people talk of foolish endeavors. What
Mutton
news do
chops.
you bring?
I think they're talking about shaving your mutton chops. Alright. If there are gunships, they sure didn't stop me from landing here. The printing press is all yours. What are you arguing about? So I'll just say if there are gunships, they sure didn't stop me from landing here.
They are armed all the same. All they need is a good reason, and war is one such reason.
Okay, well, the printing press is all yours.
Excellent.
Did you find the Van Noys?
Yes, the Van Noys are on their way back. Yeah, they're lucky I got there in time, else they've become Raptidon dinner.
Thank the Eternal.
We'll go with the first one.
We're one step closer to bringing the truth to every man, woman, and child in Halcyon. For now, you can tell Hiram that I'll stop using Devil's Peak. From the pits of our eternal souls. Thank you, Captain. I have much to do. Articles to write, sermons to ponder. We live in such an exciting time. Let's talk later.
Hey, I need to see to the wounded, but drop by the clinic when you can. I want a word.
Alright, level 21. Our available points. You guys know where I'm gonna go because I felt, unfortunately, what was it? Was it hacking that was slightly off? So we'll get hacking to 60 with the help of our standard troop armor gold. And we will get science to 60. Well, at least as close as we can. 58. We'll rock that for now. Lockpicking was the other one that I wanted to get, but not really needed at the moment. I think the next time we level up, we'll go straight lockpicking all the way. We're gonna go meet Zora over at her clinic, and I hope that there's a side quest to get the idiot preacher out of his post, and we can get Zora to take over, because she seems like someone that would get them in a really in a good place.
Hey, Captain. I need your help, and we ought to keep it hush-hush. You know about what happened here, right? The history of Amber Heights?
Famous pirate raid, right? A little messy for my tastes, but those guys were in and out like pros.
Right. Common belief is that the pirates fled to an old relay station that had already been abandoned, but nobody could find them. The station's locked up, but one of my people found an old data cartridge in a nearby rat nest. It's mostly corrupted, but I pulled a couple codes off of it. One is the code to the Amber Heights gate. I don't recognize the other, but it's similar. I bet it opens a door. Graham isn't fond of talking about the history here. He had friends who worked here. The massacre hit him pretty hard. You know him. Live and let live and all that. I don't want to burden him right now, especially if this ends up being a dead end.
Okay, go to the relay station, see if the code's useful. Anything else?
Just a warning. The area is infested with mantisaurs. I'd send some help, but we're, preparing for war. Appreciate it. Here's the code. If it works, bring back anything you find. Supplies are best, but information's good too. If someone was behind the Amber Heights massacre, it'd give a lot of people around here some closure to find out who and string them up. Good luck. Watch out for the Taros.
All right. I have a feeling that this is somehow going to turn back towards Sanjay, maybe. Because if you're going to war, why not give a really, really good reason for said war? All right. Zora thinks the codes she gave you are to the relay station's entrance. Region map, where are you? We'll just go over to Forlorn Crossroads. Oh, crap, that's right, Mantiqueens. I forget what they're weak against.
Returning fire!
Ah, man, this weapon sucks. I blew its head off, but it just so happened to be with the very same type of weapon that that it kind of is running with, your plasma damage. So fun little thing now that this is popping up on the screen is that over the course of your gameplay, you'll encounter some negative things. You could fall from certain heights on several occasions. You'll encounter an enemy and have a couple of pretty close shaves with said enemy, and you'll end up getting a option to accept a weakness in return for getting a perk point. And in this case, Spacer's Choice found a flaw in you, which is entomophobia, and after having been swarmed by insects too many times, you're no longer your best when being attacked by them. So you lose 1 dexterity, 1 perception, and 1 temperament when you go up against your bug friends. I've made it a measure to really reject everything from there. So I have only the amount of perk points that I get for leveling up every other way, or every other level. Easy enough. Let's see what we find. Apparently we're gonna get a bunch of supplies too.
You make it look so easy.
282 cartridge. Pretty good in terms of the amount of cartridges that we're getting. Old data. That seemed to be what we were looking for here. Hemlock's eye patch. Let's see. Sneak attack damage plus 10%. Interesting. Now you too can look like your favorite spy captain from the Avengers. All right. First things first, I am going to go back to my sniper rifle because I was not enjoying the euthanasia kit unless I can find something else that's similar with better aim. It's just so much better to be able to get that long distance shot in. Alright, so we got our data cartridge. Let's head back to Zora.
Welcome back. You find anything out there? Let's see. These are old. Looks like correspondences between the pirates. Some bits here, some there, some...
Wait.
This one's got the Amber Heights gate code on it. Just like the one I found earlier. And here's... a letter. Wait, this is from Graham. Oh, of all the... Captain. He gave them the gate codes.
Wait, this is a... Wait. Alright, he gave them the gate codes, he caused the attack. Graham isn't exactly known for his rationality. He must have needed to take out the executives. Alright, so we have to try and figure out what's the purpose of it, right? He technically, I could say he caused the attack, or he must have needed to take out the executives. To say that he needed to take out the executives is to kind of give a rationale for his behavior, to give some kind of reason behind it. Graham isn't exactly known for his rationality. He's kind of just like a haha kind of response to that, and then he caused the attack is going straight for it. Heather's asking, did you get Cooper a new donut toy? I did not. The toy that I do have listed, or actually, I'm sorry, that I've had the Cooper cam up the entire time, and Cooper's not even here, so I'll take that out of the way. But that's actually a toy that's Cooper has. I think he's on his second one of those. That and his like pink donut. I need to go find another one of those.
Yeah. He did. He really did. I know he's got his head in the clouds, but I always believed there was a core of good there. What the hell happened to live and let live? Thank you for bringing this back, but I need some time. I gotta think. I'll let you know if I figure something out.
All right. I wonder whether or not if there's any way to address that with Graham.
Ah, hello. You're still alive.
20 minutes later, Joe notices chat. Yeah, I'm kind of really in to the Outer Worlds. Actually, with that mentioning, or that being said, Ashton did note that there is only 15 minutes left. And Ashton also saying that they're probably going to play The Sims 4 after the stream ends. And I guess now's a good question for you guys to answer with your input is, should I continue playing The Outer Worlds, or should I switch over and play some Sims 4?
All right. Before all this, I was a writer for MSI's product catalog. It was my purpose to spread awareness of Saltuna in its various forms. The certainty with which I spun among the other cogs in their machine stifled creativity and personal growth.
So, I saw your suggestion, Heather, but I'm going to wait 20 minutes to address it. I joke. Sims 4. We got to vote for Sims 4.
That came much later, after Sanjar had taken over. As he drifted closer to the corporate regime, I drifted further from it. I'd known a little about philosophism on the fringes of society, and as I learned more, I found that I was already on the path without even knowing. The freedom it teaches is the same freedom that I desire.
All right, so I think what we'll do is we'll go with The Sims 4. So we've got 12 minutes left. I now need to make a decision as to whether or not if I allow Zora to handle the fact that we know that Graham is responsible for the massacre that happened here, or whether or not if I approach Graham about it directly. So I think this is a pretty big moment to save on, because we essentially can make the decision, and then if it really sucks and I don't like the answer that we get, or things really go to crap, then at least I can bring it right back.
Greetings, friend. When I founded the Iconoclasts, I did so amidst the ghosts of this planet's past. Since then, many have asked me, why here? Were you involved in the massacre? Was that some gruesome plot to clear a path for my dreams? My response to you is the same as to all others. The death of MSI was an incidental tragedy. I'd have walked this path with or without it. I did no such thing. Their deaths came in the night while I slept in Stellar Bay. And regardless, we're discussing a past long since left behind. Those ghosts still haunt me. But they needn't curse my people. When the entire colony has embraced our truth, perhaps then the perpetrator will come into the light. Until then, it does us no good to dwell on past mistakes.
Alright, why though? Why did they deserve death? For the sake of argument, why do you imagine the perpetrator might have done it?
If I were the type of man to make that decision, and I assure you I am not, I'd have to be so obsessed with dismantling their regime that I'd turn to desperate measures. I have since learned that their mistakes will end them in time, and that we will persevere where they do not. But back then, suffocating under that oppressive culture, I can understand a lesser man than myself making a terrible, ghastly mistake.
So they're definitely setting that up to where Sanjar, and which I'm pretty sure I've called him Sanjay a couple of times over the course of the stream, but Sanjar may have potentially set Graham up.
Would you prefer I spend my days wallowing in misery and desperately seeking forgiveness for sins long past? I have people to lead, a home to keep. Here, without the shackles of the Halcyon Board, we are free to grow as the universe intended. Had we fled with MSI, our spirits would have withered. You've seen that withering yourself. The colony is dying. The massacre of Amber Heights, unfortunate as it was, presented the slim possibility of saving the souls of Terra 2. Here we are, poised to do just that.
All right, so over in the chat, and it didn't take 20 minutes for me to look at it, we've got, it says, I think Joe needs to do some The Sims 4 gameplay. Start a family. That is... I know you and Stephanie are tight, but taking shots at me to say that we need to start a family now, that cuts deep. No, I know you're saying in The Sims 4. I'm joking. I don't know. I could start a family. I think, I know we've got our dear friend Royce that we can start working on. Mayhaps Royce can start his evil path.
If that's the case, they are free to say so, and I will take their opinions into consideration after we've accomplished our goals. For now, our sights must remain on spreading our message. Let us speak no more of this.
Well, that was interesting. Again, I think they're setting it up possibly to where a Sanjar may have set up all right. So with Graham's little situation done, we can make our way back to the information broker, Hiram, and then we can turn in, I'm assuming, this part of the quest, and that'll be just enough time for us to wrap this up. I will admit, I kind of wish there was like a radio. There's no option here. Like at least when you play Fallout, you have your Pip-Boy, and you get like a radio you can tune into. I feel like there was a missed opportunity here that they could have set up something to where you could hear, you know, Graham's preaching. You could hear, you know, some music over the radio, or perhaps what was going on over Devil's Peak. Maybe they felt like that would have made it feel way too much like Fallout, or maybe perhaps they just didn't want to spend the money. Either way, missed opportunity. We got Ashton doing a countdown of how many minutes we've got left until this part of the stream is over. Am I even going in the right direction? Bro, do you even map? And the answer to that is no, I don't map. I should have, but I'm a man and I apparently don't take directions. Alright, we're back.
Do you hear that? It's the blessed sound of radio silence, which leads me to believe you have sweet, sweet news for me. Yes, indeed. I am back in business. But before we get down to it, might I ask how you handled the problem in the end?
Come on, do you really want to get invested in the details? We finished the job.
Is that so?
Oh, I like that. You're an information broker. If you want to know, it'll cost you.
Oh, I believe it will. But the price I pay won't be to you. No, we've a bigger deal to settle. I don't doubt that you are working with Phineas, but my contract specifies I relay any acquired information to the purchaser, and to the purchaser alone. However, to send the data, I will need your assistance in cycling the antenna's receiver, so I can input the needed adjustments. Don't be ridiculous. We're resetting a broadcast tower, not filing taxes. There are no errands, spreadsheets, or rituals involved. It's simple, truly. I merely need you to waltz outside and throw the lever to cycle the power. I'll key in the numerical adjustments from in here.
I love that's it.
Someone
You're not
has
pulling my
trust
leg.
issues, though I can't hardly feign surprise. Yes, that is all. No, I am not mocking you. Much. Just step outside, flip the switch, depart forever. Understood? Good. Marvelous. We're in agreement.
This is why I stopped helping out around here, you know. It's always throw this lever, shoot that marauder, save my life. Just one thing after another with you.
I'm starting to see why you don't get much company out here.
Terrific. I'll be here, waiting with bated breath. Give a shout if the panel electrocutes you.
Kind of want to give him a shock myself here. All right, so we've got a couple minutes left. We'll take a quick break. I'll get The Sims 4 up and running. We have a little cutscene.
1, 2, check, check. Sweet stars. But that is a beautiful sound. Can you hear me? We are a go for broadcast. Oh, and I also dispatched Phineas his data. Impatient prick. Worse, I'm now indebted to him for it. Now I'll kindly thank you to get out of my tower. Look, I am well aware that at times I may have the tiniest iota of a prickly exterior, but I must admit I have grown rather fond of you. As Nyoka can attest, I do not form attachments with many. Do take care.
Why, he told us to leave without flinging insults at our persons. He really does like you, Captain. What in the void-blasted hell is that?
That's not good. Are we gonna leave it on a cliffhanger like that?
Did you see that?
The big ball of fire? No, totally missed it.
Look, there's not enough room in this tower for two sarcastic hullheads, so one of us has to knock it off. Right. I reckon we both know who that'll fall to. Oh well, a pity for the crew, but I can't see how it affects me.
Hiram? Can you hear me? Did you see that?
Architect, save me from swindlers and fools. Sanjar, what are you bloody doing on my channel? Did MSI or did MSI not cease broadcasting? Yes, but... Hiram. Hiram, are you there?
I really should have just killed you all.
Allow me to save you the trouble as I fling myself from this tower. Ah, the good captain. The truth brings us together once more. Our salvation has come crashing through the stratosphere. We need only collect its weapons. Are you mad? That's a UDL gunship. You'd probably shoot your own toes off. Par for the course, really. You should do like I did. Get out while you still retain a shred of sanity. We could use the gunship's armaments to defend Stellar Bay, but we need its targeting module.
We're gonna run a little over.
Our message is so close to breaking free of this planet and spreading to the stars. Help us secure that module and we will save our colony. Listen, I don't care a single whit what you do so long as you leave me out of it. Which means, get off my void damn channel. I'm more than finished with you lot.
Alright, so now we've got a choice to make. We have to make our way over, and I'm assuming we can either help out the Iconoclast when we get to where that ship landed, and we'll be able to either give it to Graham and help out the Iconoclast, or perhaps maybe not help them, and in a sense help out the monarchs in turn. So I think it's a good place for us to leave. I'm not sure whether or not if that's how the story is going to pan out, but I think it's going to be very interesting to see how everything works from there. So we are at 8:01 p.m., so I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a very quick break. I am going to switch over to The Sims 4, and we'll be able to start working with Royce and our evil genius dancing queen that he's going to turn out to be. So, all right, guys, I'll be back in a little bit.